lights on against those kind of signs in the street, but they're not as on to all the sides and directions. Those housing on those signs has a very reason why they show up there, and it looks like it's dim or turned off if you look on the sides. And it's really weird that if you look on the sides, you will see that it's kind of dim. But if you look in the front, you can tell that it's fully on. The housing makes it look dark, but it does not, because it has little of those close-ups of those pixel grids. And what they do is they help with the vision not trying to oversee it. Because if they do not have the housing, the lights that goes very bright will be unfocused, and it will cause a very weird blurriness if they do, and it will not help read the sign well. The reason why they added those housing things on those LEDs is to help it so it can concentrate it. Like it won't have to kind of do all the work itself or dim it. And that's how they use the housing on arcade games, is exactly the same way how they use it on, so the bright LEDs won't actually bleed through other lights at the same close-up. It's a really easy way how to explain with the reason why they kind of restricted or make the lights not seen in other directions. The reason why they only want you seeing in front is because this is the best way how to vision it, and it does feel weird when you look in the side or not fully in the front, when you're looking like in the side or nearly front, because it feels like it's getting darker, but it's really just because the housing blocks the pixel's actual light beam, so that you won't be able to see it on the sides or even on the near the edges yet, unless if you actually go in the front. So what I'm saying clearly is that the lights are not dim. They're just facing the right way, like a flashlight pointed away from you. It only looks dark if you are off the side. That's what it's really talking about. And if there is no housing in the eye hoodie, then you will actually have your eyes hurt. I'm not kidding about the eye hoodie. Without the housing, those bright LEDs would blur together to flood the vision, and even it will hurt your eyes at the same time, even at night. Each diode is lots of lumens, because even if you don't think it's much, it actually does take a lot. One tiny LED can take over 300 to 900 lumens, and it doesn't sound like much, but if you multiply that with 50 digits across 3 rows, then you can tell why it's actually really bright, because it's kind of merging a field by a time. They use green background, they use green background and white text to balance the other signs and street signs. Other than that, they will use black and yellow if they had no trace and it needs to be seen and visible better at night. Sometimes they use black and yellow for nighttime or easier simple seeing text. Other than that, they will use green digits they will use green and white to balance the street sign. They cannot do stickers, and I don't think they will ever do stickers. Nobody can live there to swap it, so that probably explains the reason why no one even uses stickers at all, and that probably would have taken a long time anyways. It was best to use this digit sign, and that was clearly the best enough they did. It was the best choice used. The OLED and this normal screen would never work at all. It was the best idea that they used the actual RGB LEDs to actually make it as a big screen, because anything else they would try, well, it will probably require a lot, and that was the minimum they can do. So obviously that surprisingly worked even with the housing, so that's actually really good. So anything else, like using a touch screen, would probably be even worse. you probably cannot even see that far anyways. And even normal screens, like even normal TV screens would probably not be able to show as much. And they do get damaged more by wind, so it was probably better why they used LED type, because it actually has more resistance than really any screen probably can have. So those street signs, the electric screen street signs you see in the freeway, well, I mean, now you get why that you can't really see it well in the other sides or even in the back, and it's only reason why it even shows in the front. The reason why it even shows in the front, or it can only be seen in the front, was obviously because that was the housing. So I guess we learned the lesson that trying to look in the side will probably be much harder than looking in the front. Okay, that's all about digit signs and how they actually work, and it's a weird feeling why looking in the sides, even for arcade games, they used a housing that will only be in front. Alright, that's all in today's video, and I hope you liked it and it inspires you. Alright, goodbye.